Hello everybody. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're doing a few different readings in one video. The first reading we're going to do is looking at Harry's lawsuit where he's on about the phone hacking. Apparently a witness, inverted commas, has stepped forward and said, I never gave that witness statement and that signature is forged. So we're going to be looking into that. We're also going to be looking into Megsy's reaction to all of the Kardashian shade in the press. And then we're going to be looking into the royals' reaction to Harry and Megsy attending the Kardashians' party on the night of the Remembrance service and the day before Remembrance Sunday. So that's what we're going to do. So first off, we're going to have a look into this little spoke in the wheel of Harry's lawsuit, Harry's phone tapping lawsuit, all of that kind of stuff, and see how Harry is getting on with it. If you are new here, please subscribe. Everyone, if you can share my videos about, leave me a like, give me a hypey thing. Leave me a comment. Let me know there is life out there. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. So, first reading, how does Harry react to the whole thing with this witness turning around and saying that witness statement is forged? How is it going for Harry? How is he feeling about it all? You want to come out, you first then. Okay, the Hierophant is in reverse. So he feels like he's been stitched up by somebody in power, basically. He also is on this predisposition that he doesn't learn and he doesn't retain things, and I feel like he doesn't really understand the law. He doesn't understand what is going on around him and the systems that are in place that are around him, if you know what I mean. There's an element here of blaming the monarchy, blaming traditionalists straight away. So, interesting. Now, don't forget, Harry is in beef with not only the Home Office, but also various papers. He's got a lot of legal stuff going on, that shape and form. So it could be any of that. The King of Swords is in reverse, crossing over. Him and Martin, is it Martin Sherborne, the lawyer? I can't remember. Sherborne, Michael, Fred, I don't know. But that guy, you know who I mean. The King of Swords is in reverse, crossing over. This dude is not healthy for Harry. But this dude is telling Harry what he wants to hear. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. Poison goes where it's welcome. And often if somebody is dripping poison about something and reinforcing a negative worldview or an incorrect worldview you have, then you tend to go along with it. And that King of Swords in reverse, now this could be a lawyer, obviously, a judge, but he's up against it with the King of Swords in reverse. He really is. Let's see what's up above the situation for Harry. He's been told the 10 of Swords is in reverse, so he feels very betrayed by all of this. But it's interesting to me that he's not going straight to Sherborne. He's not blaming Sherborne. He's blaming institutions. He's blaming other people. But there's this pressure here where the problem, what's causing the problem, is the lawyer. Okay, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, Sherborne. And underneath is the King of Wands. Oh, there is anger, frustration, resentment, all of those things. I think when Harry needs to realize that in 10, 20 years, if he gets that far, but if in time, as things come out, he will find that people like Sherborne have used him, and I hate to compare him to Diana because this is one of the only comparisons he has with Diana, used him as a vehicle for his own personal gripes against the newspapers, but also used him for the financial clout and all of that stuff as well. So a very kind of Martini Bashir energy. It's the same with Oprah, but Harry is absolutely incandescent. He feels publicly betrayed. He feels humiliated. He feels like everything's getting on top of him. Leaving the situation, let's have a look. We have the 8 of Cups wanting to walk away. He is frustrated, but now this has happened. it's not so straightforward, is it, Harry? It's almost kind of like back in the game. Here we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. That could well be Megsy, fire sign lady. It's in reverse, so we're going to get some Megsy kind of being used in regards to all of this court casey stuff. They're going to try and bring Megsy's reputation into it here somehow. I don't know how they're going to quite do that, but we're talking about the court case here, and that Queen of Wands is in reverse, and that's what's coming up next. Unless Harry, of course, tries to get Eugenie or Beatrice to join in with attacking the press. That could be something. But that Queen of Wands in reverse, there's definitely an air sign, a fire sign woman who is going to behave in a very negatively fire signy trait way. The look at me, the destruction, if you will, the my way or the highway energy. What's on his mind? Page of Coins is in reverse. Won't somebody think of the children? They could write nasty things about my invisible children. Recollections may vary whether they exist or not. This is the kind of thing that Page of Coins is in reverse. He's also concerned when we're looking at a kind of a monetary aspect that he's going to lose some money, lose some clout that he was expecting to come in from all of this court case. And with that 10 of Swords in reverse above, you can see he is in danger. The 4 of Swords is in reverse surrounding him. Okay, so he feels like he's been forced to have a truce. He doesn't necessarily want a timeout from all of this legal stuff. There's also an element here of a death or a passing or something that's very hard to come back from. So there is that 4 of Swords in reverse where he's like a forced truce, if you will. Interesting. It can be an indicator for death as well. The 9 of Swords is in reverse here. How's he feeling? He's feeling very, very sorry for himself. We are going to be getting a lot of like mental health stuff coming back from these court cases. When he eventually does talk about them, he's going to talk about the impact of his mental health with the court cases. He brought the court cases himself though, so and it's not even through it's through it's not in the criminal courts, it's in the other courts. I forget what you call them. The 4 of Coins is in reverse here, and this is complete loss of control from a narrative. I feel like there's going to be more stuff coming out regarding Sherborne and the way that Harry and Megsy, well, Harry especially, has been suing and people. And I feel like this is going to come out further and further and further, and it's going to be more and more difficult for Harry. Let me have a look and see how Megsy is coping with the Kardashian fallout, if at all. So yeah, there's that. He's peeved. He doesn't like being found out. Sherborne is definitely a problem with all of this. Okay, Megsy and the Kardashians. Let's go. How's she coping with the negative press? Doesn't like being laughed at. A knock can't take being laughed at. A knock can't take a joke. Okay, so we have the Prince of Pentacles in reverse. For some reason, Megsy is blaming Harry for all of this. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He is on a devaluation spiral again. I don't think they've been good for years. Years and years and years. In fact, she was only really, in my opinion, allegedly, she's only with him because, social climbing. Now, the real story, I feel, is the people who engineered it all, but that's for another day. That Knight of Pentacles in reverse there. And we have the 5 of Pentacles crossing over. She feels rejected and she doesn't like it and she wants back in. She wants to be with all the Montecito and Calabasas kind of set. She wants to be in there amongst it. And she feels like she's been shoved out and she wants back in. She's not feeling great about this and she's blaming her. They always blame somebody else with all of this, all of them. We have got the Queen of Swords in reverse above the situation. If I get it right, Kardashian Kim is a Libra. And I know Chris will be a Scorpio. So we've got that Queen of Swords in reverse. So once she's bothered, Megsy and air signs, it don't go. It really doesn't go. She's a Leo, and she's a Leo in a very negative aspect. Megxie and air signs, just absolutely, absolutely not. That Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel like she's really developing some beef with Kim Kardashian. She thinks she's been shaded by Kim. Interesting. Underneath, we have got the Eight of Cups wanting to walk away, but can't. That's the thing, Megxie. If you're going to behave like a mean girl, you don't walk into a nest of mean girls and play the victim. And that's exactly kind of like what she's about to try and do with it all. But there is a little bit of mind your place from Kardashian. Now, I've picked up in the other reading that I did about it, Megxie was doing a lot of social networking in that party, the brief time she was there. And that has come out since as well. And I feel like, for me, they piggyback in and off the Serena event, because that came up. We have got the Chariot in reverse coming up. There's an element of a loss of control and not being able to push forward with her energy. Her energy is scattered. So it's interesting how we've got the Queen of Wands in H is spread about the what you call it, about his many trials and tribulations with the legal system, and we've got the Chariot here. So I'm wondering if Megxie's going to make a massive misstep again. I feel like, you know, we've got the Gemini full moon coming up, and we've also got Megxie releasing her Christmas special around the same day, and of course Catherine filming hers around the same day over those few days. So I feel like there's something bigger coming, you know. And that Chariot in reverse is there. Impasse, Five of Wands is some fighting going on. She wants to rev up her fans. And then the Justice card in reverse. Oh, she's really got it in for Kimmy. Girl, she's really got it in for Kimmy. That Chariot in reverse, that could well be William as well. You know, she's got this kind of like, she's got this obsession with William. We've got the Five of Cups there, leaving the situation. She kind of regrets things, kind of doesn't. She's feeling some type of way. She kind of regrets something, but she's linking that regret to Harry, which was the first card. She wants to walk away, but she can't. She can't get out of this kind of like, I need to be where the people are. There's the Four of Swords in reverse. She just wants it to stop. She wants a truce. And there's the Empress in reverse. Oh my goodness. She's going to be coming for the whole Diana gig again. Here we go. There's going to be motherhood. I wonder if this is going to be a clash with Kris Jenner, though. She's the head of the Kardashian family after all, and it was her birthday. It's either that or we're going to be getting something again with a whole kind of I am Princess Diana incarnate and 2.0 attention grab. I mean, we get them so much now. And I remember people went back in 2019 when I says, "Oh my God, she thinks she's incarnating the spirit of Diana." When I used to say stuff like that, people would be like, "Don't be silly, Nordy, you're being silly." Hello, and now we're here. Anyway, so she's going to try that. Let me just have a look and see how Harry feels about this whole situation with the Kardashians. Is he feeling the love? We have got the Ten of Cups in reverse. He's getting pretty much it in the neck about all of this. Very unhappy families, and he's trying to balance the world, you know, and keep things fair and keep things not going over, but he's getting it in the neck. He's got the Two of Pentacles there. It could indicate that there's some change coming for Harry. The Ace of Swords is in reverse. He thinks this is all mind games, manipulation, posturing. There is something with a deal here that might have fallen through because of this whole Kardashian thing for Harry. Something's coming, that Ace of Swords in reverse. He's worried about getting a chop from something and somewhere. The Seven of Wands is in reverse. He is getting prepared. He is getting ready to fight back on his missus's honor and fight back and say, but we were invited and everybody's just a hater because you didn't get an invite. And like Three of Wands is in reverse. things happening overseas he doesn't like. Oh dear, Harry. And we have the devil coming up. Control. These people are going to go in to try and control a narrative. They're going to get worse and worse and worse and worse with the devil there for Harry. They're really going to step up their control to try and win back the narrative, try and win it back. The Eight of Swords is in reverse. He's trying to brainstorming to try and get out of a difficult situation there. And then we have the Empress upright surrounding. Okay, so we're going to get a lot of leaning on the mother figure here. So this might be well Diana for Harry. This could be well him trying to say, oh, let me and Kris Jenner get on really well. There might be a puff piece about how Harry and Kris Jenner get on very, very, very well. Okay, and try and bring it back like that. We have got the Two of Swords in reverse here. What he's concerned about, to a lesser extent, that's a Libra energy. So it could well be Kimmy that he's concerned about, or he's also concerned about these things he can't control and it's being pushed through. I do sense there is a massive loss of control, because here we have the devil, which is over control. It's also interesting with the devil, especially when you're talking about holy weird parties. It's not a good energy. Control, domination. Maybe there's more stuff to come out about that party. I'm just saying. That Seven of Cups in reverse there. That Seven of Cups in reverse. Gaslighting, lies, manipulation, guys. Not being able to know what's true, what's not. Death by 1,000 puff pieces. Yeah, it's all going on. But it's interesting. We've got the devil. All of these cards aren't good. Okay, so let me have a look and see where the royals are at with these two. Hang on. What's doobie. Get all the cards together. Okay. Let me have a look and see how the royals are dealing with these two absolute jokers. How did the royals feel about the whole thing? Okay, the Six of Cups is there. So the royals are very much focusing on the past through rose-tinted glasses with some stuff. Let me have a look and see what's... And the Soul of Swords is in reverse. Harry, you are only relevant through past. You are only relevant through the past for them. They only see you through the lens of you as being a little boy. There's still that. That's the only link left. That damaged ginger child walking behind his mother's coffin. That's the only thing you have left. The only connection you have left with the royals. Page of Swords crossing over. There's some very quick action that is wanting to be taken, but it's been frustrated, and this is quick and it's sharp. The Judgment in reverse. The royals think how it went down with the palace. They think he's playing a dangerous game, both of them. A Judgment card relates to Pluto. Pluto is all about change. We are going to be getting change in our institutions, and not just the royals, because we're in this kind of whole Pluto phase at the moment. You're getting change in government, you're getting change in things, how things operate, how people see the world even. And that Judgment card in reverse above, I think everybody knows it was bad optics, and the royals know it was bad optics. Let's see what's underneath the situation. Scorpio, Death card in reverse. It's too much for the king, Harry. Too much for the king. Even though there's that connection there, that Six of Cups, it's too much for him. Scorpio in reverse. In Scorpio season. It's coming up to his birthday tomorrow. I wonder if all of this is related to the king's birthday. The king is not happy. He's getting ready to do his whole Scorpio king thing. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse there. I feel like they weren't invited and they forced themselves in. And it is definitely feeling here with the royals and the palace that the Markles ain't welcome at all anymore. Good thing you got invited to a Kardashian or gatecast a Kardashian party, because you ain't getting that. You ain't getting an invite anywhere else. Let's have a look and see what else is coming up here. The 6 of Swords is in reverse. Okay. There is some movement here that they don't particularly want to do, but I feel like the royals are going to be forced to move something when it comes to the Markles. Because we've got started with the 6 of Cups there, I'm not surprising there's that difficult link. They've still got that little boy in their heads and their hearts. The rest is tarnished, but that tiny little bit of love left, and that never breaks away, is still there. But it'd be very difficult. But I feel like they don't want to do it in a way. They don't want to hurt the little boy, because that's how they're seeing it. But they can't condone the man he's become. They are concerned here as well. Let me guess this. They are concerned here as well about Harry. Very concerned about Harry. Very concerned. They feel like he's entrapped in a way, and I can understand that. The 4 of Wands surrounding the situation. It's an interesting. Okay. The 4 of Wands, they want to protect their legacy, their families, their homes, and especially when it comes to the King and William, but they're very nervous for Harry. They feel like he's got nowhere else to go if they completely zoop him off. But however, that doesn't mean their hand's not forced. This is nothing is black and white, you know. This is the shades of grey we've got here. The Lovers there, that's an interesting card as well, because what they're wanting to do is just keep themselves healthy and happy and move on from it. And the Star in reverse is something cold, logical, and brutal coming in. Let me just see how William feels about his brother at the Kardashian do, and then I shall love yous and leave yous. Let's have a look. Three of Swords, he's hurt by it. Okay. He's hurt. There's an hurt energy there. 3 of Swords. Where we at? We're at the Knight of Swords there, crossing over. And again, this is going into security, or all of that kind of the police protection. It's kind of like, why are you swanning around these posh parties when you're saying you've got no security? So there's that there as well. And he also thinks there's a level here that you move quick, and there's cruelty there. And there's a level of cruelty there. Above the situation, we have got the 7 of Pentacles. William steadfast, just doing, from his perspective, he is in for a longer game. Of course, he is thinking steady on his feet and just doing what he wants to do in the right direction, and keep going and going and watching his work grow from William's perspective. But he's still, that's what William's doing with himself, I should say. What's underneath it, though, we have the King of Wands in reverse. He's very angry with the whole situation. I wonder if this is to do with the Sherborne stuff as well. And then we have the Knight of Wands there charging on in. He thinks his brother's done this from a place of ego, aggravation, showing off, wanting to get a rise. He really does with this. Okay, let me have a look and see what else is coming up. There we have the Lovers. We have got the 2 of Cups. So we will be possibly seeing more of William and Catherine together. Interesting. We have got the 4 of Cups here as well. And what's on William's mind? He's not receptive to anything that the Harkles have got to say. The Markles, the Harkles, whoever they are this week. the Nine of Swords around surrounding him. He knows that there's going to be a lot of kind of like mental health and all of that stuff coming from his brother. And I'm guessing while he sympathizes, there's not a lot he can do about it because it is on the outside of him. So there may be stuff like that, but that doesn't detract from William being very angry, but he's very measured. He's not going to necessarily show it in public. We have got the Knight of Swords is in reverse, which is interesting because the Knave of Swords, the Page of Swords, sorry, which is interesting because that is one of the starting cards off. And then we have the Five of Cups in reverse as well. So there's a lot of emotions here for William. He feels let down by his brother. He feels very upset by his brother. He's very irreconcilably underneath. On the outside, though, you're going to see William getting on, working, William getting on, healing. He does not want to hear what Monty Shit Show have got to say, even when there was going to be a lot of noise about mental health and stress. The Page of Swords is in, so this Page of Swords in reverse, this quick, cold, decisive action that may come across as catty and cruel, but it's quick. Okay, and that's what William is wanting to do. And the Five of Cups, I feel like there isn't going to be a reaction quick enough for William, so he's going to regret. There's this element here, these regret that he wasn't allowed to take swift action when at this particular time. That being said, though, the king is peeved off, and it does take a while for the king to do anything. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only, of course. Anyway, guys, what do you think of all of that? I've run out of words. I've run out of voice. I've run out of speaking power. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. Lots of love to all of you, and I'll see you soon for some more live streams, some more readings, and some other stuff. Take care, everyone. Bye, guys. Bye.